Our guest in this second segment of January's Community Focus is Marcy Post, the Recreation Manager of the City of Midland Parks and Recreation. Welcome to our program.
Thanks, John.
Marcy, what are some of the winter activities and programs that Parks and Recreation coordinate around the city?
A majority of what we do happens at City Forest. It's north of town off of Eastman and Monroe Roads, right there near the corner. And we have tobogganing, we have sledding, skiing, and skating. Of course, everything weather permitting at this point. So we are very busy out in the wintertime when we've got the temperatures to make snow, or it's cold enough to keep the snow that falls from the sky. And usually this time of year, we're pretty hopping, so we're hoping for that.
Now, you have regular hours, and then there are some supervised activities, some unsupervised?
Yeah, we do. We are open Friday nights from 4 to 9, Saturdays from 10 to 9, and Sundays from 10 to 6, or noon to 6, excuse me. And so we have staff on duty at that point. And so when we have staff on duty, you're able to rent skis, skates, toboggans, and sleds. So if you don't have a sled, you can come rent it for us, or if you have your own sled, you can use that too on the sled hill. Toboggans do require to be rented from our rental shed. It's only $6 for an hour rental, so it's a great deal for what we get on those toboggan runs. Not many toboggan runs left in the state. Ours is a tenth of a mile long. We've got 2 of them, so you do kind of a figure-8 motion, which is really nice. So you go down and then you climb the tower to the other. So very popular with both out-of-town and in-town guests. Skating, we've got the ice skating rink on site at City Forest, and that's for ice skating only. We do have a hockey rink, and that's over at Emerson Park, and we try to keep those 2 things separate. We don't want to put our hockey players on the ice with the ice skaters around. So. And then, of course, skiing has become very popular with us. We offer both skate skis and cross-country, like a classic ski, and we groom for both. We have a great crew of folks who work for us that groom based on conditions, of course, and we're really starting to build our fleet up, so we're really excited about that. So
now, the skiing is cross-country skiing only. It's not downhill.
No, that's correct. No downhill.
Downhill is for sledding.
Yes.
And are sled runners allowed?
No. On the sled hill itself, we don't allow snowboards, we don't allow the steel runner sleds for safety reasons, and we don't allow the toboggans. So if the kids have a foam or a tube or a plastic sled, those by all means are fine. And we actually have a great machine that we call a piston bully that grooms that hill for us, and so they groom it into lanes, and so you'll find the sled hill is much safer for our use. Just really happy to report that, with sledding sometimes kids get carried away, so it really helps to curb that. So.
And also you have snowmaking capabilities on that hill?
We do. The temperature is really what dictates how much snow we make. It has to be anywhere from 15 to 20 degrees, and the humidity is a certain temperature as well. So when those stars align, we make snow, and we make it all of the time if we can, just to kind of get a really good base. I think last year we had a 6-foot base at one point, so we like to have that base to kind of keep that hill going. So.
Now, there's no charge for sledding, for skating, for the cross-country skiing, unless you rent the equipment.
That's correct. We are a park.
But the toboggan, since you have to rent a toboggan there is a, if you will, charge there.
Yep. So, we are a park. So we do light the sled hill until 10 or 10:30 at night. So if you want to bring the kids out a little bit later, or maybe a couple adults want to go out, that's totally fine. And the same thing with the cross-country ski trails. We do have a lighted loop that's about 6 or 7 tenths of a mile long that people can actually use and kind of do a candlelight ski as well. So.
Is that for skating or for that?
That's
skating,
for
skate skiing? Or?
No, that's only classic trails right there. So, yeah.
You didn't mention, or I didn't hear you mention the mountain biking. That also goes on during the winter?
Actually they do. We have 2 sets of trails that overlay at City Forest. One is for cross-country skiing and walking. So in the wintertime months, it's cross-country skiing, and in the summertime months, it's more of a hiking trail. We do ask that folks, if they do want to do some walking in the winter, which we love that they're going out in the parks and doing that there's some etiquette that's there, and we're going to post that on our website so that they know where to go when we do groom, because grooming is pretty time intensive, and so when you see dog tracks and human tracks, sometimes that breaks it down and makes it harder for our crews to work. And then on top of that is that BMX track, or I'm sorry, the BMX or the mountain biking trails, and those intersect at some points, and so but they're still very popular. Even in the wintertime months, we've got these new bikes called fat tire bikes that folks are out on, and even on regular mountain bikes as well. So the sport doesn't stop, and they're ferocious, and it's fantastic that they're out there, with these bikes in the middle of the winter. So bless them.
Now, some of the facilities, the chalet is open these hours, and in there you have restrooms in the chalet,
We do. Yep.
and a snack bar?
And a concession stand. We're excited this year. We've made some improvements to that. We've got an enhanced menu, some nice coffees. We've got some soda pop this year. Well, we have some new furniture, different change in sitting instead of the picnic tables that you've been used to for the several years. We've got some tables, we've got some high tops, we've got some bar seating that overlooks the sled hill and overlooks the toboggan run. So we've really amplified our feel of the cozy chalet there. And then of course we've got the viewing for the sled hill so that mom and dad can kind of watch the kids if they don't want to go out, if they feel they're old enough to go out on their own. So a great place to get warm, maybe get a cup of coffee or a cup of hot cocoa, and then head back on out.
Now you mentioned that there's a hockey rink down at Emerson Park,
That's
and
correct.
you try to keep the hockey use down there and the non-hockey use can be at the,
Yeah,
and you also have the Civic Arena is also available.
Yeah.
It's not outdoor activities. It's
No,
indoor.
it's all indoor. They've got 2 sheets of ice there, and then they've got a third that they've converted to a turf. And they're very busy in the wintertime months, of course, with hockey and speed skating and figure skating. So they are open for open skate, I think almost daily at this point. So.
And cross-country skiing, there are a couple other venues where cross-country skiing is available?
The golf course is open for cross-country skiing, and I don't think that they send any track out there, but a lot of people do the natural, the natural terrain. Barstow Woods is always an option. There's a lot of folks out at Barstow with dogs and things, but it's definitely an option if it's a park. I mean, we want people to recreate.
Sure. Discounted Red Wings tickets. You offer some program where folks can buy discounted tickets.
We're a member of the Michigan Recreation and Park Association, and we have a partnership with them with the Red Wings. And so the Red Wings have offered us some discounted tickets for group sales, and proceeds go to our department, which is a fantastic deal for us. On our website, we've got the dates, we've got the amenities. The first X number of fans get a free bobblehead or what have you. You know, the swag. So it's a great offer for them to go down to the Joe and just kind of take a look at what the Red Wings are doing this year. So if people want dates, all the information is on our website, and I try to blast that out on Facebook and on our social media outlets as well.
Now we've talked about winter activities. What should we know at this time about upcoming activities in the summer?
People often ask me, what do you do in the winter? And I laugh and I say, I get ready for summer. So we are after the first of the year, we will be in full gear going forward. So softball is king where we are. So we are already prepping for softball, and those registrations come out in February for adult, men's, women's, church, all of those leagues. So that kind of starts going. But the second week in January 12th, we actually have the pavilion reservations that start at the Civic Arena. They open at 7:30, and the doors they start at 7:30. The doors open at 6:30, and it's your first crack at getting a pavilion for the 2015 season. We rent all the pavilions from April 15 to October 15, and they're very inexpensive. So it's a great place for graduation parties, for family reunions, and for parties in general. So that will begin. So we're kind of gearing up for that, and then once that starts, summer is here.
Now, you mentioned your website. What is that website, and what is the telephone number?
Our telephone number is 837-6930, and that's the Parks and Rec office. And then our website is www.cityofmidlandmi.gov, and I like to say /recreation. That'll get you right to us.
Okay, well, thank you, Marcy, for enlightening our viewers about all the winter recreation opportunities and programs offered by the City of Midland Parks and Recreation.
Appreciate the opportunity.
In our next segment, we will hear about recent happenings at Heritage Park and learn more about the Midland County Historical Society.